It seems like in the last few years, because of this new world we live in of distributed work, and then the onslaught of tools and new best practices on how to communicate, that we're still going through a rapid learning stage of how to do this well. So, what strategies do you use to effectively communicate, let's say, complex technical concepts to business stakeholders and make sure that you align technology and business goals?
That's a passion project of mine. I can give a story about a recent contract, which we had a global manufacturer that had a directive from the top. We want more analytics. We want more understanding of our manufacturing best practices. They really believed they needed more data in a centralized place in order to be more successful. But when you started digging into how each individual plant operated, where it was consistent, where it was not consistent, it revolved around particularly a SQL server that was getting overloaded. And they wanted to move everything from there to a centralized data lake platform. Well, nobody had sort of done the napkin math on the one hand around the costs of moving all of that data. But when I said, okay, who are the customers for these products? Nobody knew the answer within the technology area. And so what sort of just pushing a little bit on this got us to was the ability to segment, we don't need real-time operational data feeding our analytics. That doesn't do us any good. That's the most expensive data stream. That's the one that's most challenging from a technology perspective and the most costly. Let's leave the operational data local to the plant. We can ship that anytime and learn over time and start really breaking apart this monolithic problem. They immediately started with the how can we solve within the constraints conversation. And I was able to pull that back to where these constraints actually live. What are the broader constraints that we're operating within? Who are we trying to analyze this data for? And that ultimately was the bridge